So it seems like after dozens of shadow updates and complaints of Counter-Strike 2 being buggy, broken with hit reg, aim punch, and networking, Valve late yesterday evening returned with a fix, making CS2 feel much more smoother and even better prior to the Armory update. For those of you who need a quick recap, long story short, after CS2's Armory update, which was now near a month ago, problems with lag, hit reg, and networking were extremely common. And it wasn't based on the player's end, it was Valve. The reason it took so long to fix is because it's hard to fix if you don't know the specific problem for what's causing it. For the last 2 weeks, we got consistent daily shadow updates fixing the game, and it seems like last night those were polished and put on a blog post for the community to see. Today's video, we're gonna break down last night's update, showcase what changed, and take a deep dive into how gameplay is better. Now, today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying but most notably trading marketplace for all your Counter-Strike needs. SkinsMonkey offers a wide variety of skins. Once you find the item you want, hit trade for either items you currently have or for one of many deposit options. You can use my code MANDO for up to a free $5 alongside a 35% deposit bonus. And with their large selection of skins, SkinsMonkey also offers daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. If interested, the link will be in the description down below. Firstly, for today's video is last night's blog post. Now, there's 3 different categories, that being maps, miscellaneous, and UI. First up is maps, and that being Vertigo. Valve fixed a bad collision interaction between grenades on a prop. Now, we will take a deep dive into the most important points from this entire blog post later on, but for what changed on Vertigo, there was a bug with a decoy in T-spawn, where if you place it on the TV, it would never officially go off. So it would just keep spinning and be very annoying. Valve also fixed a wallbang exploit. Now, I believe this has been in the game for quite some time. So basically, if you're in CT spawn, you have an R8 or an op, you line it up with a wall in mid, you just wait for the T's to go around elevator to come up a ramp, it's practically one free kill almost every single round, maybe more than that. Now, because this update just came out, it's hard to tell if it was patched, if this specific problem is gone, but after some testing and talk from other people in the community, it seems like this was fixed. So no more getting wall banged right off the rip. Now, the second map up is Mills. The first bullet point is Valve just pretty much said from the creator that they updated the map, and Valve added localization strings for location callouts on Mills. Now, this is where things get very juicy in the miscellaneous and UI category. The first point in miscellaneous, Valve fixed mouse look inconsistencies when the game render dimensions are different from the game window dimensions. Now, there was countless posts from everyone in the community on practically every single platform for the casual and pro scene where people would switch mouses, switch PCs, they thought it was the internet or maybe their mouse, and it just felt inconsistent. There'd sometimes be a little lag, a little stutter, or sometimes just delay, which obviously caused people to mess up in a round, mess up in a gunfight, and just made the game feel off. And that's where a lot of these fixes come in, is to make the game feel not off to where it did, if not better, than CS2's Armory update. Valve fixed erroneous aim punch animation during the client slide shooting. Now, this is one of many things that got added last week in CS2 shadow updates, where Valve added a category just for aim punch, which they also added a brand new damage prediction system just for CS2, as well as some fixes to hit reg. Valve fixed erroneous Zeus shock effect during the client side shooting, and Valve fixed a bug where the Zeus headshots wouldn't emit the death yelp. And just like the countless clips and posts about the game feeling off, there was also posts about the Zeus. People were shooting somebody point blank and they weren't dying, nor were they having the death yelp, which was a problem. And lastly for today's video is the UI category. We're near almost a year and a half of Counter-Strike 2 being out. Valve finally added the prior major results being now available in the majors tab in the watch menu of CS2. Now, I actually wasn't able to watch any of the matches. I'm not sure if it's because the VOD was from CSGO, but I can't watch them, and I don't know if that ever will take effect. Hopefully someday they'd be able to add them back, because that would be very cool, but for right now, they're not in the game. After the blog post, it really seems like Valve is in a constant lose-lose with Vertigo, as they just patched the long-standing bug with the decoys on top of the TV in T-spawn and the R8 wallbang, but the decoy bug is back in the porta potty in T-spawn. This is very annoying if you play with people who want to troll, get people annoyed, or just want to do it for fun, because you hear the decoy about to go off, and it just keeps spinning but not igniting. Now, as we mentioned, like in prior videos, CS2 is not going to see any changes to the map pool until sometime after the major, which I think and I believe Vertigo is probably going to be substituted out. It's been in the game for a long time, it's recently gotten a lot of hate, nor has it been played very much in the pro scene. Pros seem to hate it and casuals love it. I really wonder what will happen. Now, as it was mentioned in the blog post, the hit reg and aim punch is better as of this update being released, where as of now it feels similar if not better prior to the Armory update. Valve this last week updated this, which explains it feeling off. They also added, like we mentioned earlier, a brand new damage prediction system regarding hit registration. Aiming and gliding the mouse in game feels way more consistent, as Valve stated in their blog post. The weird mouse and just overall delay we had before seems to be gone and now fixed. Now, because it hasn't been very long since this update released, it's hard to see the long-term effects. Now, as we can also see via data mines and game files, Valve added survival creep damage, which according to Gabe Follower, he was unsure if it was a part of Danger Zone, until Poggy replied this morning saying this is simply a server player damage sound code being turned into a shared server and client code. They just copied the old code to a new place. Thus, this and the rest of the other damage sound strings are peering. So no, it doesn't seem like Danger Zone is going to be returning anytime soon. And I also want to mention the Zeus being broken for the last couple of weeks. There's been many players reporting in the community that their bullets for the Zeus were not registering, but it was showing the enemy getting tased at point blank. And then in some cases, they'd get tased, not make a sound, and there wouldn't even be effect, and sometimes they would die or they wouldn't. Now, testing as of now shows it seems to be better, but some reports are saying that the bug is still there for them. Speaking of bugs, I now want to talk about alt-tabbing. The alt-tab bug is back in action after testing and many reports from players who are not playing on the native resolution who are experiencing the game crashing more frequently, and the game taking up to 1 minute to boot back into if you alt-tab playing on 4.3. Now, this has been a problem since CSGO. I don't recall this being as bad back in Global Offensive, but I'm not sure. I wonder if this will ever be finally fixed, because Valve at some point in CSGO did have a command if you do play on 4.3 that you could implement into the console or the game's launch options, and tabbing in and out would be much more responsive. And lastly for today's video is FPS, where it seems to be much more steady with much of the same or better frames and times than prior to CS2's Armory update. Let me know what you guys think down below. How's your experience going for Counter-Strike 2? Does the game feel much more smoother with lag, hit reg, and FPS? I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.